Yo, 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 what it do? Welcome to the block. This your boy 305 Kane in the building.
And it's your boy DJ Reloaded.
You got your boy Trey back on his block.
What's up? What's up? It's Superman.
All right, today's topic, we're going to talk about hip hop and drugs. Do they mix? Starting off with Trey. How you feel, Trey, about hip hop and drugs?
Well, about the drugs, I feel like the hip hop bring more kids out here in these streets. They gonna listen to the music and like Future Bron, Molly and Percocet out, whatever. All the kids start doing Molly and Percocets, Xanax, all these other drugs they rappers saying they raps. Kids want to know what it is, they try it, they like it, and they get on drugs, you feel me? As far as the rappers, they just doing their job. They want to make music and put that in there. I don't think they're trying to influence the kids to do it, but it's influence just by them saying it and they listening to whatever they want to do.
I mean,
Okay.
do you think a song can be successful or an artist can be successful if he didn't always rap about drugs?
No, not at all. 'Cause that's what they listen to nowadays. So if a rapper was to make any type of music and it don't have drugs in it, guns affiliated and all that stuff, and they're not gonna get nowhere big. When Chief Keef came out with I Don't Like and they had all the guns in video and stuff, every kid want to walk around with a gun now. They want to get guns, they want to get their hands on drugs, they want to smoke weed on video, stuff like that. They think it's popular, so they're gonna do what's popular right nowadays. So as far as the drugs and the music go, I feel like the music, it brings more attention to the drugs because they don't know what it is until they see it. Everybody know what weed is, but when they start talking about the Molly and all that stuff, perks and stuff like that, people ain't know what that stuff was till these rappers bring it out. Like they probably knew what it was, but they ain't actually tried until they heard rappers trying. I'm like, well, they do it, I can do it.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Okay. So what I'm getting kind of the vibe from you is drugs like fashion to hip hop.
I don't want to say it's fashion. I feel like it's more of a influence to the kids. It's more. It's not nothing about fashion or none of that. It's just when they say it on their rap, they listen to it and they be like, I want to try. Like that might be something that might get me fucked up. Whatever. I want to reach out there and grab that and see what it's about. They're not finna go just grab the drugs just because they heard it on the song, but when they hear it, they don't know what it is. They want to see what it is.
I think
feel like that. Yeah.
I think it is more of a fashion thing, right? Like it's almost like when a rapper talk about a fancy car or jewelry or uh, a thick chick, right? It's everybody modeled themselves after the topics that these rappers talk about, game related, whatever. People want to be what they hear in these raps. So I think that a lot of people do drugs nowadays to cope with their situations that they're going through rather than facing the reality of it. I think that rappers have made doing drugs a fashion instead of rapping about getting help, rapping about looking at it from a different perspective. I also think that a rapper can be successful without rapping about doing drugs, right? You look at J. Cole. J. Cole got a song that he talks about meditating, right, instead of doing weed, right? So there's other outlet that people could turn to, or alternatives that people could turn to, rather than doing a drug to cope with whatever pain or whatever mental condition they're going through.
So
You gotta think about like my brother just said. Everybody different towards that. You feel me? Everybody work for different people. Everybody rap for different people, different record labels and stuff. So some record labels might want you to make songs about drugs. So they keep promoting that. And then you got some record labels that want to take their time and make actually music without that, without drugs in it, without guns in it. Try to make something different. Do something different with the rap game. Just because you got other people out here listening to it, don't mean they gotta listen to the same thing that somebody else is doing. Be different about your rap.
Okay, so let's hear from Sue.
Hold on. To be honest with y'all, like, why are we just isolating this type of thing to the hip hop culture? not that I say that I agree with drugs, but if you look at any other culture, I'm a, take Amy Winehouse for example. She blatantly died of an overdose. She became basically a pop icon. Like, so why music and drugs has always been a thing. Music and drugs, music and alcohol. I'm just not gonna isolate it to one lane. It's not like we don't have hip hop smoking. You know, we don't have we have R&B artists out here on cocaine. Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, for example. So like saying it's bad for hip hop and not saying it's not bad for music in general because it has influence everywhere is like I feel like that's slick bashing some of our black people.
I mean, you always take it in this direction, right? And I always give you the same rebuttal, right? I don't look at every culture when I open my mouth and speak about them because I'm not a part of every culture. And yeah, when we talk about drugs, I'm talking about drugs in general, right?
So
Also,
black people only do hip hop.
hold on. Also, you have to understand that in R&B, when you talk about Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, they don't tell kids that it's cool to do drugs the way that hip hop does. So if you're gonna use any of those icons to sound to for a sounding board, I mean, you can't attack them because they don't promote
Man,
drugs.
you can't
You know what they
always
do
say that. You can't always sing. You can't always say they're singing about love. You know, Rick was Rick James, but people had to sit down and listen to the song before they realized what Mary Jane was. You use all type of innuendos. You know, Neil used a new innuendo one in his first single. You would think he's talking about a woman, but he's talking about music. So you have no idea in the way that they're translating their music, their trans passion. You take it as you take it, but they could be talking about something totally different.
Well, say Rick James. Don't say don't. I mean, you can say what you want to say about it, but let's be real, right? Yes, Rick James talked about smoking weed and his wild lifestyle, right? He threw it in your face, but we're not gonna say like artists like Ray Charles, Whitney Houston was openly singing about doing drugs and how rap artists do it nowadays. I mean, you can't do that. Don't do that to make your point.
I think it's just more. I think it's just more highlighted. It's more prevalent in the music, but it's always been there.
Well, they
It's
pretty much
always been there.
promoting the
Like
drugs though. They promoting it for people to either sell it or do it.
Right.
They
And
promoting it.
it's a fact that half these rap artists they ain't selling drugs. Half of them don't even do drugs. Future came out with an interview saying he don't do lean, but he promoted it.
it's okay. So it was saying that right there. Saying that right there. Do you really believe? So you're telling me if that's the case, you believe that they're really doing the things that they're saying in their verse.
Based off
So all of they
based
don't
off
live that life.
this topic
All of them don't live that life.
this topic was brought up because Juice just passed, right? Rest in peace, young man. Um, so I have to say, yeah. So you gonna tell me all these little young rappers ain't doing or trying to imitate what they're trying to what they putting out in these songs? Yes, they doing that, man. Like we let's keep it 1,000. DMX is probably one of the hardest rappers out that fell off because of drugs. And I still rock.
But DMX was on drugs before he started rapping.
He got his hands on
He
better
was a
drugs.
well-known addict
He
before
got
he
his
started rapping.
he
Now, come
got
on now,
he,
don't act like he started rapping and I want to do crack now. That it didn't go like that.
okay. All right. We seen the fall off due to
You
drugs,
know,
right?
but
Old dirty bastard.
it's a part of the entertainment industry. I'm not saying I support it. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I honestly believe that a lot of the artists today are slick junkie, you know, but
Okay,
I
so
don't I
but
don't
the
think they're
topic
all living that
So
life.
what?
I
So
don't see them
let me ask
all
y'all this question: what
drinking
main
lean
rappers right
every
now
day.
that
I don't see them all popping 7 Percocets every day. I don't see them all every day. Although they wouldn't be able to function. They're talking about it, but that's not how they live in.
So what rappers
I
you
doubt
consider
half of
that
them
would be that you
can
think
afford
hard
it.
on drugs right now? Like what
say it
rappers
again.
out here big? I
Say
said what
what?
rappers out here big right now that's doing drugs right now that y'all know doing drugs. Like
How many rappers
I
that I
mean,
know are doing drugs?
yeah, like how many can you point out and say This person right here smoke weed. This person right here take
I'm
perks.
gonna be real. Most of the guys that I know that are pursuing a rap career aren't doing really than drinking and smoking weed. I don't know too many people that's popping Zans every day or popping perks every day, other than the junkies. So like
That's
honestly, if you think about it, you think about it. So you mean to tell me that you gonna drink some lean, pop two Zans, a perk, and then smoke all day and still be able to, man, please. Like they're not living that life, man.
but it's some people that's living that life,
And some people are trying to live that life.
especially the ones that's not used to living that life.
Ones that are living that life, you can hear it in their music.
Not really.
Like I said, what I got out of all that is they promoting it and the kids are doing it. When they see it, when they hear it, they're gonna do it because they don't know what it is yet. They just heard it on the song. They gonna get their hands on it and they gonna try it. Just because they heard it on the song and the
Yeah.
rapper
Then it
could be
gets
a
then
very
it gets
popular
back to
person.
one of our original topics. You got to be able to differentiate reality and fantasy. You know, somebody selling you their fantasy a line that or not. You want to go try to do that? That's your own business. So you mean to tell me that I'm pretty sure you enjoyed the movie Set It Off? Did you go try to rob a bank after that?
Uh-huh.
Because you were
Yeah,
able
but
to differentiate reality
It
from
just show you
fantasy.
that how they
So
influence the people to do stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. Once they get on a, like you said, they say I take 5 perks. I took a half an ounce of weed and smoked it. I did a whole bunch of Xanax and all that. I'll do lean. They might say they do all that stuff like you said. They don't. They probably don't do it as much as you just said they did, but they still do it. Like they like getting high. They do something to get high. You gotta think about
okay,
Elvis.
so
I'm thinking about
basically
the
what you're
Elvis
saying
song. Elvis
is
was out there doing the shit. Like they was out there popping ecstasy pills and stuff like that when they get on stage, passing out on stage, can't even perform and nothing.
it's a
They get
couple.
on stage.
so you honestly believe that if or musicians in general stop singing about drugs or making their music about drugs, they're gonna disappear. That
Yeah,
their music
ain't gonna be nothing to rap about. That's all they know to rap. It ain't gonna be nothing to rap about. If they don't put that in their raps, they don't have
It'll,
nothing to rap
it'll
about.
be a lot of rappers that won't be rappers.
people are
Exactly.
more
They
influenced
won't
by
have
their
that.
peers than they are about music, man.
You said
That's all they put in their raps though. They put money, jewelry, drugs, and cars and guns. That's it. They don't have anything other things to talk about. We have not half of the rappers out here right now that's rapping to this day won't even be out because that's all they know how to rap about. They don't have nothing else to rap about.
But do you think hip hop need those topics to be, let's say, the number one played music in the world?
It's just a part of it. I look at it like that. It's a part of it, and that's the black community. The and hip hop history wise, they know all about that. That's all they know pretty much. They came up listening to it and they ran with it. They
I mean,
ain't never let it go.
I think your generation came up listening to that more than mine, right? My generation, hip hop, yeah, they talked about drugs, but they mostly talked about party, women, clothes, and cars.
yeah.
I mean, you think about it now,
Be
the
real with
songs
you,
that you
Corey. They
really,
talked about smoking weed. You may not have realized it, but they talked about smoking weed a lot in the music that
So
we
DJ
listen to
Renault, how old are
in our
you right
teens and
now?
in our 20s.
what I'm saying is, Jason, though, I mean, Soup is when you think about songs like um I'm Sprung or some Dream or stuff like that. uh, those songs when they played or um hits from Jamie Foxx when he was trending in music, I still think he could, but those hits that they put out was trending heavily in the club, right? And it wasn't all about drugs. It was I don't think you need to have drugs to be in the club to be hip hop. That's why I referenced J. Cole, because J. Cole to me is like one of the top five artists out right now, and he doesn't have to trend by talk about doing drugs or selling them.
Well, that's why it brings me back to the point of are hip hop artists using drugs like fashion? Because when you really think about it, okay, a lot of the ones that's overdosing, that's passing out, having seizures, they're not used to taking all of these drugs. They're not used to sipping so much lean. They get into the rap culture, right? They start making money. Everybody else doing it. They try it, they like it, but they got money to buy a lot of it. So then that's when you start abusing. You start overdoing it. That's when you start overdosing. So I think they get into hip hop and they just start following the wave. And once they start following the wave, like you got other people that's around them doing certain things and they try it, they feel like they got to do those things to fit in that hip hop society. So that's why I say to me it feels like fashion.
I mean, I think people do it. I mean, if we just talking strictly weed and being drunk all the time. I think people do it just again for me it's a cope.
I ain't talking about weed and being drunk. I'm talking about lean, popping pills, and whatever else they want to experiment.
All that lean and popping pills came from rappers saying it. And like you said,
people smoke weed and drink on an average every day. Okay, so that's normal. But when you start adding all them other drugs included on top of you never okay, think about a person who never smoked before. They 30 some years old, right? And they smoke with a person who been smoking since they were 15. They both 30, right? Who's going to have more of an impact of a high? The person who never smoked before. So imagine if he sit there and he's smoking blunt to blunt back to back with this person, right?
Oh, they going to sleep. They done.
Same with alcohol. You're gonna overdo it. So if you add drugs these kids never even been around, they try it, like it, and now that's what they're using. Guess what? And they got money to buy it, and they know the person who know the person. So to me, it feel like a fashion.
Yeah, I mean, my question is, I will always start with the why, right? Why are they doing any form of drug? What's the root cause of it, right? I mean, like I'll always look at from that.
I feel like the reason why they do it, so once they image get out there, people will think they're cool. They cool because they doing it. Oh, he smoke, he drink, he pop pills, he cool. He a cool dude.
Before they
They want to be
rappers,
popular.
they own no Gucci. They become rappers and get the money. They own the Gucci. They own the Fendi. They own the Balenciagas. Everybody want to do what the wave
They ain't got no drugs with that image they got. They gonna feel like, oh, that's just a lame rapper. He don't do nothing. He ain't talking about no weed or none of that. How much weed he selling or how much weed he can get.
You know how
He
we
ain't
get
doing
prime example of what I feel, right? Look at Blueface and Meek Mill's new artist, right? Now, Meek Mill's new artist, like, I'm not gonna buy a chain until I get my mama a house. That doesn't mean he didn't have the money to, but Blueface tried to make it like, nigga, if you got the money to, you should be able to buy a chain and a house and this, that, and the third. But that man said he wanted to buy his mama a house first. If he don't get that house first, then what's the point, right? But you look at how Blueface made it. Nigga, you a rapper, you supposed to have a chain. Not, do your thing and take care of your peoples.
Well, half of the rappers jury they be having on ain't even paid for. Some of them rent that jury and get it back. They just got it for the show or they got it for the video or something. They get it back. Like,
but
you gotta think about them VVS diamonds they be wearing, bro. Them real diamonds, bro. You think these boys got $80 million and stuff to buy stuff like that for Ferrari cars, foreign?
Look, that don't even matter. What matters is the fact that it's important to have a chain as a rapper. You don't have a chain, you don't symbolize as a hip hop rapper. You're not big if you don't have a chain. That's basically what I got from that.
It's a way that some people look at it as a form of success, right?
Right.
It's almost like I say again, I'm not sure what rapper you're talking about with Meek Mills, but I mean, to me, that's cool that he doesn't want to take loans from these record labels to get his mom a house and always be in debt and be broke.
He wasn't doing all that. What he was saying was, instead of me taking my money and going to buy a chain and being flashy for y'all, I'm gonna buy my mama a house with that money.
Right. And I like that. I mean, that's what you should do is take care of your mom and your dad.
Well, half rappers, I feel like once they make it, they distance themselves from their family anyway, because they feel like everybody want a handout now, so they gonna distance themselves. Everybody wants some money now, because I done blow it up. Everybody want to reach out. Oh, what's up, bro? You gonna put me in a video? Oh, so I can go on tour with you. I can come hang out. Everybody want to get around.
Let me ask you a question. 75% of that is what you
One was on booger sugar. Anyway, you don't hear them rapping about that. Do you think cocaine use has gone down because you don't hear them rapping about that?
Some don't do it. They just not gonna say they do it because they're gonna feel like everybody gonna feel like they're a crackhead. So they're not gonna say they do that.
Young rappers ain't doing it like that.
But that's my point though, because you have certain drugs that targeted certain ethnicity group, and weed and pills is the choice of drug that targets the black community. I understand that you're gonna want to say, Soup, that you feel like I'm picking on the black people, and I'm not. I'm just saying, when you look at a rap video or listen to a artist of an ethnicity group, you think about that group. So if about 70% of rap artists are singing about doing drugs, that reflects back onto the black or Hispanics or white you know what I'm saying, ethnicity group. That's all those rappers talk about. That's all. I mean, but like I said again, for me, I just feel like at the end of the day, I think that we as a community, and I listen to like some stuff that Charlemagne says. He's on point. I think that we need to talk about the mental issues and issues that goes on in our community that impact us, because a lot of us, when we get older, we can't cope with reality, because most rappers talk about the things that go on in their community. If being police, the way that we get police in our communities, the gunshots that we hear all night, knowing friends who got killed doing a drive-by. Now we can add black girls being snatched up at a high rate into that. That would cause some people to lose it and turn to a substance to help them cope with whatever problem they got going on. And I think that we need to look at the bigger picture and sometimes admit in our community, yo, we got problems and we got mental problems, and it's okay. That doesn't make no one. It doesn't make you a bad person or less a person.
A plethora of different reasons besides music of why people do drugs. Like,
right. What? No. What I'm saying is, but they also get the influence as well from music as well. But if those artists would cope with their own reality and preach that to kids instead of turning into a substance, I think that it'd make a bigger impact. Like I use, someone mentioned Gucci. I think Kane mentioned Gucci. Gucci went away for 3 years. He had to pretty much forcefully rehab, and now he's out of jail and he's doing better than ever. That's all I'm saying. I mean, drugs don't make.
And what was the basic change in Gucci since he gotten out? He don't pop pills and he don't drink lean. Still smoke, still drink alcohol, still party and whatnot. But he still is on drugs, essentially. Smoke weed, drink alcohol. But just because he's not on lean, that made a major difference in his health. Yes, it did. So, but that music didn't make him do hip hop. People's friends and their surroundings have a lot more to do with their habits and drug habits than I would say music, because your homeboy handing you a blunt, what I'm saying, other versus listening to Styles P rapping about how he gets high. which situation now
That's
you more
more of a
likely to
peer
smoke it?
pressure thing though. If somebody that smoke stand next to you and you hand them a blunt in front of a whole crowd of people, they gonna take that blunt just to be cool with you and feel like they fit in with the party. They not gonna. They probably don't smoke at all. They probably just like, dang, bro, pass me the blunt. Let me hit it. I'm finna hit the blunt one time and pass it right back. Blow some smoke out my mouth and fit
Because of
in with
what's
the
going
party.
on around him, because of what he see his peers doing. It's not the music.
I mean, that's one individual. I know if you offer me a joint and you know I don't smoke, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it away. You trying to be funny or disrespectful, and I might put your shit out. So, I mean, you know, what I mean, you got to know who you dealing with. I mean, if you're gonna be around me and you smoke, do your thing. I'm more power to you. But if just
Y'all more for the younger crowd though, cause I know y'all boy, y'all in the 80s and all that. So yeah, most definitely you gonna feel disrespect if somebody pass you something. You know, but around my age frame, you know, I smoke a blunt in the club or anything right now. And I was to pass my blunt in the out to anybody, it don't matter who it is, they gonna grab my blunt out my hand and hit my blunt, bro. Just cause we in the club and we're around all these people, they wanna fit in. They wanna look cool, they wanna look popular, like my name finna get run tonight. Somebody might tag me on a post or something tonight. And I was, you know, I might got a picture of me smoking some weed tonight, anything like that. I look flashy tonight. I'm a cool dude. I'm hanging out with gangsters. I'm hanging out with people that sell drugs, hanging out with people that drink, people that do ecstasy pills, all that.
Where's
But
that?
right now, today,
so
I know I don't do none of that, but I'm gonna do it because I'm here with this crowd.
so you saying that people nowadays are more weak minded?
I think
Yeah, they
music can
more
make you
gullible
more
to do
violent than to
anything.
make you do drugs.
They more gullible. They gonna take the drugs just because somebody else
Mhm.
got it. I feel like everybody more gullible.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right, running
You
out.
know, there's a better chance. There's a better chance of a song making you slap somebody in the mouth than popping a pill. Is all I'm saying.
Who you talking about?
It's like I don't think that's I don't think the music is what's doing it. I think it's as a lot more,
All right, hold
because
on.
like I said before, music has gotten a lot more blatant and more blunt over the years. But people do drugs because they want to do drugs, man. It's
All right,
like, and I don't think
we're coming
music
up.
is the main cause of it.
We're coming up on the time. Let's go and give our final thoughts. Let me hear from you, Trey.
So my final thoughts where I got this whole conversation tonight is pretty much the kids are listening to the music and they going along with the influences and they getting influenced to do more drugs out here in a lifetime. And I feel like the rappers, they promoting it and they doing it themselves just to keep it, you know, alive and keep the rap industry alive and all that. You know, that's all they know what I rap about right now. Like I said, if they ain't know nothing to rap about, it'll be guns, drugs, sex, cars, and clothes and jewelry.
I mean, based off the topic and discussion, I think more people turn to drugs because of peer pressure, and a lot of people are more gullible these days. But I also think that if people got things going on in their life, don't sit back and be quiet. Reach out to somebody. Um, Talk to friends, talk to families. I mean, if you got to go and sit down and talk to a professional, I say get the mental help you need. Because doing a substance is not going to cure your problems. It's only going to create a bigger problem.
Hold on. I would like to bring something else into
We're
play
wrapping
since
up.
you bring that side of it up. Have we ever sat back and look how rappers mature and look at the age groups and the demographic of what doing the drugs and that's promoting the drugs more? Because let's take Cole for example. But he started rapping out about when he was in his youth, the prime of his youth, running the streets, guns, gang banging, drugs and whatnot. And as he matured and saw more things in life and grew, he started rapping about different things. Rick Ross did the same thing. You have a lot of rappers that mature, Ti or whatnot, that mature over time. So you don't know any of these young men that you're speaking of right now, 5, 7 years from now, you have no idea what they'll be rapping about. As they grow, as they experience life and see more things and mature, their flow, the things that they rap about change.
Most rappers who start off
Because if
and
that was
only
the
can
case,
rap about
because if that was the case, every rapper that we listened to for the most part promoted gang violence. You know, squad, hustle gang. Like everything was gang, everything was squad, everything. So if none of us are sitting in this podcast right now are in the gang, and that's what we listen to. You know, so you can't say what music influences and doesn't influence people. People do what they want to do. I still feel it's more of the peers and the surrounding a rapper could say to you, or anything you can hear a rapper say.
and you know what? I support your closing argument.
All right, and with that being said, my final thoughts. With that being said, my final thoughts. If you wasn't doing it before you got in there, you're only trying to do it for fashion. And with that, we signing out from the block. It's your boy 305 King.
And it's your boy DJ Reloaded.
Got your boy Trey back on the block once again.
All right, y'all. Good.